Okay, good morning. Once again, this is Peter. I'm drinking a new roast today, and I figured I was going to walk you through the entire brewing process. To save time, I've already got my kettle warmed up and primed, but I'm going to be drinking a cup of Gregorys coffee, dark enough. Dark roast blend, flavor notes of cherry, dark chocolate, and kiss of roast. Did I just put my glasses on? No, it says kiss of roast. Okay. This was roasted within the last couple of weeks, so hopefully still nice and fresh and tasty. Let's find out. And today, a little different. I'm walking you through the entire brewing process. But like I said, I've got the water primed already. And I'm walking you through how I make my coffee almost every day. So, you might be a purist, you might be turned off by some of my techniques, some of the informalities, some of the shortcuts I take. I don't care. We'll get through it. I've got this little scale that I bought on Amazon Basics. It's a regular old kitchen scale. It's not a super accurate down to the picogram. It's good enough for my purposes. So I'm also using my standard equipment. Just go through real quick. I've got this Kosori electric kettle that I got, again, on Amazon. And the fellow Opus. Yeah, my favorite grinder. Why? Because it's quiet. And when there's a certain someone asleep upstairs, she's not going to wake up when I start making coffee, which is great. I'm measuring out about 22 grams. See, like I said, I'm not a super fine. I know some of my colleagues online are probably cringing. It needs to be exactly 20 grams for 200 milliliters. Yeah, more or less. I've got the Opus set on the a pretty medium grind setting right now, just between 5 and 6. Pardon the 30 seconds of grinding sound. While we're doing that, waiting for that to go, I'm picking out my AeroPress Premium? The metal one, the new metal one. That's what I've been using since it came out. All right, so yeah, I've got my AeroPress primed. Now, one of the appeal of the AeroPress, this metal, is it's all plastic free. Except I often use my fellow Prismo adapter instead. Yes, there's a little bit of plastic there. But again, non-standard. I also use a paper filter in addition to the metal mesh filter that comes with the fellow Prismo. Why, you may ask? I'm so glad you did, and I'm going to tell you right now. Because studies have shown that coffee that is brewed through a paper filter does not negatively impact your cholesterol levels, i.e. does not increase them, whereas regular non-filtered coffee can. And since I track my cholesterol, because hereditarily that was a thing, seeing how I just dumped, well, maybe you didn't see how I just did that. Anyway, I just dumped from the fellow into the AeroPress. Since I track my cholesterol, I do what I can within reason to keep it manageable. And if sticking an extra little filter in there makes a difference, then wonderful. All right, and then from here, I've got the AeroPress. It's ready, it's sitting, and I'm going to measure it out. So it was 22 grams of coffee. We're going to go for 200 milliliters of water. More or less, 199 right there, 200, boom. Which gets it lining up right around the number 4 mark right there. You can see there's little bubbles, a little extra froth there. So pretty close, right? Again, when it comes to making my morning coffee, for me, it's more of an art and less of a science. It's pretty close though. Today I'm, 22 grams, 200 mils of water, pretty darn close. All right, while we're there, I'm going to once again prime the hot water. And yes, that was boiling water. I mean, it wasn't boiling at the time I poured it out, but it had been boiling seconds beforehand. Immediately rinse off the stirrer. Put that into place. Get a nice cup. What we're going to do today. Who's sponsoring today's show? Nobody is. But I have a lot of meetings today, so I'll get out my my corporate email lingo cup. And I'm going to warm it up, right? Because why would I make a nice hot cup of coffee and then pour it into a cold cup and have it cool off? That's not cool. I mean, it is cool. We don't want that. You'll also notice that I haven't actually started a timer. Don't know how long it's been, but I generally leave it in for over a minute. Sometimes I get distracted and I let it go longer, and I'm okay with that. All right, the cup is nice and hot now. Pour that clean water back into the cup, or back into the pot. Sometimes I would pour that into my neti pot off to the side, because boiling water coming out of a pot into a neti pot into your nose, little extreme. You want to give it some time to cool, so you dissipate some of the heat into the mug, dissipate some more into the neti pot while it sits and cools. The sooner you can clean out your sinuses. Sinuses? Sinuses. I get a little goofy when I haven't had my coffee. And how long has it been? I don't know. While I'm here, I'll check my morning report from my Garmin. Man, it is a drill sergeant when it comes to sleep. It's telling me, oh, you didn't sleep enough. You're only in bed for 6 hours. Blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, my Apple is telling me, like, yeah, you slept for 8 hours. You're great, dude. I don't know. All right, it's been a minute at least. I'm gonna wait until the 7-minute mark on this video now and start to plunge. It reminds me I need to contact Fellow and ask if they are creating a metal Prismo. That would be pretty cool. Plunging, plunging, plunging. There we go. Good. Remove the cap. Compost the remains. Give the equipment a good rinse. Thorough cleaning to come later. Ugh. Smells like orange peels. Remind me to take out the compost. Ugh. All right, equipment rinsed. Sink rinsed. And here at the 8-minute mark or so, we take our first sip of the coffee. Let's find out. This was expressed straight out of the AeroPress Premium with the Fellow Prismo attachment. 22 grams of coffee, 200 milliliters of water. This is nice. Definitely, yeah, I have to compare side by side the Prismo to the regular filters. I feel like it makes things a little bit smoother, probably because it's removing a little more of the sediment and stuff on the way through. But okay, this is quite drinkable. I'd say on the sourness taste, that maybe it's that kiss of roast that I'm thinking. No, the cherry notes on the back end. I'd say like a 1 out of 10, and that's not a thing I like. I generally don't like sour, so 1 out of 10, easily within tolerances here. Yeah, this is good. This is good coffee. I'm gonna add some more water to it, and then I'm gonna add a splash of half and half to it as well. Let's see what happens. So just water it down a little bit, more of Americano style. When you take it straight out of the AeroPress, it's like halfway between Americano and espresso. It's like an espressocano, Ameripresso. Interestingly enough, it tastes a little better like this, a little bit more diluted. It's a little smoother. Okay, I like it. I like it. Now I'm gonna go and add some half and half. Not sponsored by Horizon Organics. Maybe someday. And I'm putting in 11 milliliters, so just over 2 teaspoons. Give it a little zhuzh. Did the no stir pour, you know, you get enough altitude, you don't need to actually stir it. Okay, now we're at a really good cup of coffee. So yeah, Gregorys Dark Enough Dark Roast Blend. That's a thumbs up. But as is standard practice, we won't publish a final verdict until I've had at least a second cup. So stay tuned, dear listener, dear viewer, dear whomever.